Chad George, much more experienced. Will that be the factor tonight?
Round number 1. Low kick from George. I think on the Vorgeas kick. Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the original Pilsner. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Vorgeas going hard for the guillotine. Only has half guard though, and it's arm in.
Blue gloves for Vorgeas, looking to finish with that guillotine. Red glove for George, who's desperately defending with the half guard. Great look from the point of view camera.
It's under the chin, but can he activate his hips enough to get it finished?
Referee Milanairs looking closely.
Problem for Vorgeas is if he doesn't get this, he spends a lot of energy for nothing. Chad George is out.
So tough out of half guard.
Yeah, very difficult to finish.
Close guard, then an open guard for Mark Vorgeas, back to a low close guard.
That's one thing that's really kind of come into fashion in the last couple years, that tricky kind of half guard guillotine. See Nate Diaz do it, Uriah Faber likes it a lot, but if you don't pull it off, man, it is hard to finish and costs you a lot.
Again, Vorgeas looking for the half guard guillotine. George trying to pop his left leg free and pass. A lot of squeeze from Vorgeas, a lot of commitment.
His hips are not in the proper position, easy pass. What you don't want to do is still hang on to the head once your opponent is past your guard. Chad George could be thinking Von Flue choke from here. You can get that if your opponent holds onto your head.
George trying to drive in the right shoulder into the neck of Vorgeas. We've only seen one successful Von Flue choke in the history of Bellator. Brent Weidman versus J.J. Ambrose, Laredo, Texas.
Yep.
Let's work. Let's work, guys.
Call for action from Milanairs. Halfway through round number 1 of this bantamweight bout.
Come on, let's work, guys.
Vorgeas still hanging on to the head. Might have that hand trapped underneath the shoulder and he can't pull out.
Come on, guys, gotta work. We gotta work.
I'm working the show.
Ref said you gotta work. Chad George said, I'm working if you are.
Big knee to the body by George.
By the way,
and delivered.
Referees love that. I mean, you know,
Talking back to them.
Oh, they love it. It's their favorite thing ever.
Vorgeas just tenaciously holding on to a guillotine position, even though George is in side control.
Yeah, but he could be trapping that hand with his left arm. I can't see from this position here if he can pull the right arm out at all.
Now George has his head free.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
He's out.
Vorgeas got caught on the Von Flue choke.
I have never seen that before in my life. They were literally arguing about whether or not he was out. He was completely out.
George said to Ayers, he's out. Ayers said, no, he's not. George says, yes, he is. Ayers looked at the face of Mark Vorgeas. Technical submission on the Von Flue choke, just like that.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
Yes, he is. He's out.
I have never in my MMA career in any capacity seen that before.
No, he's not. No, he's not.
His eyes are in the back of his head.
He's out.
Actually won an argument with a referee. I don't know if I've ever seen that before.
The second Von Flue choke finish in the history of Bellator. Chad George defeats Mark Vorgeas.
I think he went out as he was slipping out of the submission. So, man, pure sportsmanship by Chad George. Didn't throw a single punch. Would rather argue with the referee than throw a punch at a guy he believes is out. citizenship award to that guy, to Chad George, for sure.
Successful and memorable Bellator debut for Chad George. Clearly what threw Mylan airs, Jimmy, Vorgeas didn't go stiff, didn't go limp. He was still kind of flailing around.
Yeah, that's what confused the referee. When he looked at his eyes were rolling in the back of his head.
Here is Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the Von Flue choke puts it out. The end comes, officially 3:37, round number 1, the winner by submission, Chad Savage George.
16 pro MMA victories now for Chad George, his 9th by way of submission, and far and away the most memorable bout of his pro MMA career.
I love you, baby.
Glad you were with us. We had the prelims, Bellator on Spike, and then these 2 final fights on Bellator After Dark. For Jimmy Smith and our entire crew, I'm Sean Wheelock. We'll see you May 15th, live on Spike.